it love? Or is it not real? Is it fake? Or is the devil playing the game? Is it love? Is it love? Beauty in the ways and nights that they be talking every day. Is it love? Is it true? Is it real? Do you feel what I feel? Is it love? Beauty in the eyes, every day smiling. Is it love? Weary when I do not speak, feel like I can feel it in my feet. Is it love? You are so beautiful inside. Is it love? Beautiful in every way, unimaginable place. Is it love? And what is that feeling I feel? Like I can't breathe. Is it love? Swaying down inside myself, wanting to trust in every way, but is it love? Truly I want to see, truly I want to be all in love. So in the beginning it was beautiful, then you spoke to me with respect, but is it love? Then by the time to call the butterflies away, you spoke to me disrespectfully. Is it love? I wanted to just stay with you, but little by little it got so bitter. Is it love? Love does not hurt anyone. Love does not hurt anyone. Is it love? Truly, it isn't love. When you take away the butterflies, they fly so high away from you and I. And slowly deepening all of my feelings, hardening all of my soul. Hardest hearts, weakened souls. It ain't love.
Now that was Relia on the beautiful track, Is It Love? She will be our guest later on, Lord willing. I should get a guest or two on here. But for the moment, it's just me and what I found. And I know what this looks like, okay? I know this looks crazy, but just give me a chance to explain, give me a chance to explain everything I've found in the past few days and months. You know, I know what this sounds like, guys, but to the more seasoned, maybe to the more seasoned conspiracy person who knows this doesn't sound too crazy what I'm going to go through. But I mean, we're going to talk first about something called predictive programming. Now, predictive programming is something that is very misunderstood. See, all it is they have to show you, to warn you about something that's going to happen, and they already knew it. I mean, even since 76 or sooner, they've known for a long time that this was going to happen. This is a major event. They take it very seriously. As you can see, they warned it was going to happen many, many times over in the media. Many, many times over in the media before it happened. You see Spider-Man 10 years ago, the Pentagon attack, all this stuff. It was predicted because they knew it was going to happen. So they just had to tell you first. I mean, look at all these, even what is that, a magazine, and, just a little news article magazine, or your comic books, your cartoon books, 25 cents. They were making sure everybody could see it before it was going to happen. You know why? Because predictive programming, what it does is it gets you accustomed to something happening before it does. So it doesn't feel like too much of a shock. That way you will at least accept it. Now, I don't really understand it fully outside of the fact that these people are cults. They're occultists, and they believe in these laws, natural laws. And I believe that is why they have to show you before they do it. They have to tell you. So here you go. I mean, all these articles, all these pictures and images are from the media before the year of this horrendous attack. And before we get into the whole Mason stuff, I want to tell y'all, my mother was working at the World Trade Center, and I remember seeing this on the TV and listening to Trump. I remember listening to what Trump had to say about it, and it was horrible. We were all sad, and I was just a little boy, and I knew my mama worked there, so I was scared, but luckily she wasn't there. But my heart goes out to the victims, the almost 3,000 people that died due to this horrendous attack created by the enemy. Our enemies are the synagogue of Satan. And I'm here to prove it. I'm here to show you that this isn't a joke. The Christians, the conspiracy theorists, they're not there. This isn't a theory. This isn't a theory, guys. This happened, and I'll show you who did it. I'll show you the people who's behind this. Okay? So, I mean, first of all, my heart goes out to you. If you've lost a family member, please, in the comments, let me pray for you. I will pray for you in the name of Jesus that, you get healing and restoration. And I just want to be there to explain who did this, who is really behind this horrendous attack on our people. It's not another country. It's not people outside of our country. I'll give you that. I'm going to tell you that right up front. This is a secret group that's been working for a long, long time. And they were like a cult. If you know what a cult is, they're religious. They don't worship Jesus or the God of the Bible. They worship the pagan gods, something like the Egyptians. And you see that guy taking out the tower, that's an Egyptian That looks like an Egyptian dude. So here we go. 911. These numbers in Roman numerals look like the IXXI, like in the title. And they worship Apollyon, which is Lucifer, or the sun god. And the symbol makes that compass. And I'll show you the compass in the Bible. Jesus actually talked to these people who use compasses. This is way older than you think. This has been going on for a long, long time. But there you go. Apollyon, Greek name for Abaddon, spiritual being or place described as the destroyer. Well, what did they do to those towers? They sure did destroy them. And there's our first president, who was indeed a Freemason with the compasses. So first of all, let me show you in the Bible what I'm talking about. So in the Bible, Jesus warns about he's talking to the scribes and the Pharisees, the writers of the time, the religious leaders, if you will. He says, "Woe unto you! Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you are hypocrites." And there are 8 woes in here. He says there's 8. So sorrows, you know. He said to their faces, there could be no greater insult to them than being called hypocrites. This is harsh language by Jesus Christ himself against these scribes. For you shut up the kingdom of heaven against man. They're scheming with Satan. You neither go in yourselves, neither you suffer them who are entering to go into heaven. They refused to accept Christ, and they stood in the door to bar access to any and all who would attempt to come into their place. So they're secretive. This means they're secretive. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. They do projects which deceive people, and the most helpless at that. They deceive these people. Therefore you shall receive the greatest damnation, the greater damnation. This tells us that religious wickedness is the greatest wickedness of all. You heard it here first, if you haven't heard it before. Religious wickedness is the worst of all. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! For you compass sea and land to make one place. They compass sea and the land. Compass. They compass sea and land. Can we get a focus on this, please? You can't really see the words. But if you want to read this, it is Matthew 24 or Matthew 23. Matthew 23. Verse 15, woe to you, scribes, you Pharisees, you are hypocrites. You use compasses. You measure what God has made, but you worship the things that he made instead of the Lord. These are the religious leaders in the countries. On this modern day, the Pharisees are still in charge. They're still the same religious leaders. So, first of all, coming soon, you know, they control the media. They use symbology. They love their symbols, y'all. These guys are obsessed with the symbols and the things of the earth, and you know, the beauty of the human body, like the women and the man, and they're obsessed with the organs that you use to, you know, make children. Try not to be nasty with my language, but they're obsessed with sex. They're obsessed because they're possessed. They're very wicked. They worship, like I said, Apollo or Lucifer, the light bringer, the wisdom. Who is associated with light? Illuminators, illuminated, Illuminati. That's right. They're nasty. Illuminati. Now I'm going to change the song because things are about to rev up and the song doesn't really fit. I think this is more fitting for what we're talking about in this context. Because we're talking about some very sinister sinister spirits, sinister people, that they don't care about us. To them, we are victims. We are cattle. They don't care about the 3,000 who were slaughtered. I'll tell you first, I do. My heart goes out to you all. I almost lost my mother. If I had lost my mother to this, I would have been 10 times more furious. But I am furious for all of you. I am very furious at these wicked people, these wicked religious leaders. I'm calling them out, and I'm going to call out the person in charge. We're going to get down to the bottom of this, y'all. I don't need an army to back me up. I got Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. So here's the proof of the 9+11 thing. So here it is. The Roman numerals, like the Latin that they put on the dollar bill, the Roman numerals. This adds up to a compass, just like Jesus told them, you use compasses. They love them. They love their compass and their measurements. So there you go. You know, the Masons, they like to build stuff. They marvel at creations and what they can make, what they can build. I only worship Jesus, my Lord, my King. So here's our first president, Mr. George Washington, and I happen to be in the state of Virginia, where they have a place dedicated to this man, and they don't honor him as the first president. They honor this guy as the Freemason, the leader, the originator of the Freemasonry. They don't honor this man like a president. He is the first president, but apparently his secret little fraternity is more important than his presidency. Now, I know how crazy this all sounds if you've never been into this stuff, but just listen, and I'm going to break this down. 911, Roman numerals, 911. You got 9 and 11, and if you split it up, it's the IX and the XI. You put it together, you get the Star of David, the Israeli flag. They're involved in this too, and I'll break it down later. But here's more predictive programming from the 80s, the 70s even. In the 70s, they told us this was coming. And you see that flag? How dare they? They put a Nazi flag and they put freaking Roman columns. They know this was going to happen. They put Roman columns. And now here's our flag. This is the American war flag. We have 4 stars going up and 5 stars going down, falling, stars falling. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, so that's how I'm getting the number 9. I think they knew this from the beginning, guys, because look at this. 6 stars going across, 5 stars going up and down. That equals 11. See what I'm getting here? 9 and then 11. You get what I'm saying? It's on the flag itself. And now let's talk about the pillars and the temple that these people use. This is the synagogue of Satan. This is the synagogue of Satan. The Solomon temple. What did Solomon do? He worshipped other gods. That's what he did. And it looks a lot like the Twin Towers. There's 2 towers, 2 pillars, 2 towers. Same thing. 2 pillars. So that's the inside of their temple. That's what it looks like. It's blue and white with stripes, kind of like the thing that they found on Epstein's Island. If you remember Epstein's Island, they had a white and blue synagogue with weird stuff in it. And now here's the pillars and here's the towers. They look very similar, don't they? The pillars and the towers, they're not that far apart. That's on purpose. So here again we have the predictive programming. They warn us, they have to show us before they do it. So everything I'm showing you, this is before the attack. This all was shown. It says coming soon. Oh, can you believe that? They're marketing it. They're like, soon to theaters. These people have no hearts. These people have no souls. It's ridiculous. My mother was almost lost to this attack. She worked in the World Trade Center. I'm sure some of you know people who worked there or have heard of people that died in this tremendous and horrible event that they still celebrate. They still do rituals on this event. 9/11, the two pillars. And soon I'm going to get even down more to the bottom of who's behind this. There's actually one man. This actually boils all the way down to one person and their special inauguration with this secret group, this secret club, okay? These people orchestrated it. I mean, look, this was the news right before, this was the newspaper right before the magazine of the New York Times. You know, they said, is there hope after the boom? The boom. You got your Illuminati playing cards with the things on it in 1995. You got all this stuff. Sesame Street. Dude, I know. I know, bro. This was all planned, man. I mean, I can't look at this and say it wasn't planned. There's that newspaper again. You see, it's in March 2001. March 2001. Is there hope after the boom? And then you got the freaking Avengers, right? And you got this Egyptian dude. This Egyptian guy, that ties into the Masonry too, because they follow the Egyptians. Apollo. Remember Apollo 11? 9/11, Apollo 11. That's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Apollo plus 11. All right, so here we go. Here are the pillars that look just like the towers. These pillars look just like the towers, y'all. It's crazy, but it's true. I mean, look at it. There's the two pillars. Two pillars. And now you got 9 and 11. They're Roman numerals. Roman numerals. And you put them together, and what do you get? You also get the star, what they call the Star of David, but it's actually the seal of Solomon. It's the seal of Solomon that they used for magic. They use it for magic. They follow pagan gods. That's not the Star of David. That's the seal of Solomon. It's blue and white, just like their temples. Their temples are also blue and white, which you'll see one more time as we roll through. Notice the columns on that left picture with the Nazi flag. They're all the same. They love their Roman and their Egyptian gods. I mean, I can't tell you enough. You got the 4 and the 5 stars on the flag. There's rows of 4 and 5 going down. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 4 and 5 is 9. Pretty simple. And now we'll get to going across. Going across, you got 6 and 5. 6 and 5 is 11. It's pretty easy math. You get 9 and then you get 11. This was all planned from the jump. And now we're going to this. This is Solomon's temple with the pillars. There's your 2 pillars. There's your twin towers. 2 pillars, twin towers. Same thing. Same damn thing. And this is the inside of one of their temples. Blue and white, just like their flag. Their false flag. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all in the pudding. The proof is all in the pudding with these crazy cults. And there you go. 2 pillars and the 2 towers. Just one more look at it, because we're about to get deeper. You think it's crazy now? Look what I'm about to show you. Danger. USA did it. Yep. This is a recent riot, by the way. This is recent. People still telling you the truth about... They know. I mean, most people know this. If you don't know, if you didn't know this was an inside work, now you do. What was Trump doing? What was he doing during this time? I remember watching this as a little kid on TV, and I hear him commenting on it, and you'll see what I saw on TV in a second. But this guy, why is he standing right there in front of them towers? And there's also, right behind him is a shadow. And now I remember this. I remember this very clearly. He was commenting on it on the news channel 9, by the way. Isn't that funny? 9? That's pretty funny. It's not a funny... What happened was a tragedy, but I'm just saying, they're assholes. They like to make fun of it. So channel 9, I remember this. When I was 4 years old, I saw this on the TV. And he didn't even sound that concerned. He just had his old... Well, you know. No, he says nobody's gotten to the bottom of it. Nobody knows what's at the bottom of it. Well, I'll tell you who's behind it. I'll tell you who's behind it, who's in charge of the Freemasonic order. Who's in charge of them? The Templars. Who is their leader? Who could it be? I wonder. I don't know. But they say Laura Loomer, who promoted the conspiracy theories, joins Trump. And here we go. Freemason, September 11th. If you put that into gematria, you get 119, which is the backwards. It's just the same thing backwards, 911 backwards is 119. Coincidence? Probably not, because they use this language. Now here we go. Relia showed me this. The falling man, the guy jumping off of the tower. It looks a lot like a barcode. So this man jumped off the tower, and somebody had the audacity to take a picture. Pretty messed up. But this got on the news, and the picture was taken at 9:41. So yeah, that's pretty weird. I mean, it looks just like a barcode that the dude's falling. It says it was a cold-blooded and sadistic image. I would say so too. It's pretty messed up. In the years following the photo, it gained a critical acclaim, and this guy Elton John purchased it for his personal collection. Well, ain't that something? Way to go. The falling man who's in the picture, nobody knows who it is, but you can relate the falling man to the fall of man in the beginning of the Bible. Basically the first time we disobeyed God, that was the fall of man, where we got kicked out of the garden. So that's something, the falling man, and then you got the fall of man, and it looks like a barcode. Now that looks like a barcode, and then we have a barcode, which is the fall of man. It could be. I mean, it very well could be. This could be the mark that they were talking to us about. Now this is called Code 128. The barcode was developed by Computer Identics, and this was 10 years before 9/11. Was the barcode was first invented, and now everything you go to buy and sell is going to have this card on it. Sounds a lot like the mark of the beast, if you ask me. If you read Revelation, you'll know. And now we get to Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Before you pull out your pitchforks, hear me out. This is the code that they used. They decode encode everything with this. Donald Trump Antichrist 128. The code 128 is the mark of the beast. And that's all I have for you. Go and send your hate mail. You can send your hate mail, guys. I don't care. This is it, bro. I mean, I don't care how you feel about it. This is it. This is it, man. This is it. Call me crazy. This is what I've gotten to. So, my heart goes out to all the victims of this man. Oh, shit. What's up? Yo, yo. So I've been waiting for someone to explain this craziness to.
How many people you got watching?
There was somebody watching, and when I got to the very end of it, he clicked off the video. He couldn't handle it. I'm telling you.
He got offended?
He got offended because it was his favorite person. But anyway, this is predictive programming. Do you know what that is, Unnerving? Can you hear me?
Hello?
I hear you.
What about now?
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Do you know what predictive programming is?
Nah, I do not. What is it?
Alright, I'm gonna break it down real simple. So, you see these images of the towers. These are all before it happened. They were showing us what was going to happen before. Does that make sense? Now, why would they do this? You know, why are they showing us something that's going to happen before it does? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They showed all this stuff before it happened in 2001. Even all the way up till the year of the great incident that many people lost their lives. It's just like, why, you know? How could this be a coincidence? They knew it was going to happen. It's just pure evil, dude.
But Jesus did 9/11?
I believe I do know, and I'm not going to say without a shadow of a doubt, but I have a good idea of who's behind this. It's the cults, the religious cult leaders who running the country. Does that make sense? Like, you got the numbers 9, the Roman numerals 9 and 11. You put them together and you get the compass. On top of that, they worship Lucifer. That's what the G in the middle is. Did I tell you about when Jesus was in the temple talking to the scribes? He told them that they were hypocrites. They use a compass to measure things, but they never glorify the Lord, or they just glorify the creations. That's why they're hypocrites. They have a religion where they only worship things that they can see. And then the God comes right in front of them, and the Son of God is right there in front of them, but they won't recognize him. So this is the seal of Solomon on the flag, the Israel flag. It is not the Star of David. This is the Solomon Asmodeus symbol. That's what that is. Yeah, I agree, brother. I don't like Harris either, Siege. I agree with you. So unnerving. Are you taking this all in? Can you hear me? I don't think his microphone's working, y'all. Well, anyway, there's the stars. Once again, the stars. They add up to 9 one way, and they add up to 11 the other way. 4 and 5, 9. 6 and 5, 11. Put them together, that's what you get. These people love their numbers, and I'm not really good with math, so I probably missed a lot of stuff, but that was pretty obvious. And then they like their little pillars. They have this weird obsession. You know, the Romans have a weird obsession with those pillars and those tall towers because they were trying to build Babylon. If y'all know Babylon, they tried to build a tower all the way up to God. Yeah, I can't hear him either. But I'm still going to talk just a little more. This is the inside of the Solomon temples that they call their synagogues or whatever. It's where they do their weird Masonic stuff with the goats. But they love compasses, they love goats, they love the sun, they worship all this stuff.
Yeah. Hello?
There, I hear you. What's up?
I don't know what just happened. My mic just cut off. Weird.
Yeah, that's all right. Are you taking this in, or do you need me to explain anything?
Oh no, I studied this a while back. I used to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you notice in the Spider-Man photo.
Yeah, the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, they had in his eyes like a reflection of the 9/11 towers, and they had to remove it.
Yeah, and in the Trump picture, there's the shadows right behind him. It's pretty weird.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to that next. The Trump towers, you know, there's actually a connection here that I just found. It's really crazy. And I remember watching on the news. Were you around? Were you a kid when it happened?
9/11?
Yeah, were you a kid? Do you remember?
Yeah, I was in elementary when it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I was like in kindergarten.
Yeah. Told us to basically get behind desks because they said that America was under attack. So.
Yep, I remember watching it like it was yesterday, man. And Mr. Trump was talking about it for whatever reason. They had him on the TV. But I think we get the picture here, right? With all the predictive programming, like they're telling you what's going to happen without them understanding it.
There's I've seen some like type of cards that the Illuminati made.
Mm-hmm.
So I forgot what the
Dungeon has them. They're pretty cool.
But there was this one picture that had the Olympics on it, and
yeah, did they?
That yeah, it was like I think it was the bombing or something, and that happened.
No way. Yeah, dude, that's exactly how it works. There's laws. There's like these spiritual laws that we don't really understand that these people have to follow. That's why they have to show you before they can do it. They tell you about it first. They have to tell you a few times, so many times, before they do it. And I guess something as major as that attack, they probably had to show us hundreds of times. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are called the natural laws. You can look into that later. I might go into it sometime. But do you see the compass thing where you put the X's together? That's really cool, huh? It's really fascinating. It literally makes the compass perfectly.
Yeah.
And then there's George Washington, who they have a place dedicated to him here. Did they honor him as the first president? What do you think?
Yeah.
No, they don't. They honor him as the original Freemason. They don't honor him as our first president. Isn't that crazy?
It's terrifying.
It is. And I live like a few miles from that place. You know? Well, it's like 100 miles away, but it's not far. And to think, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's like it's the George Washington Masonic Memorial, I think is what it's called. But yeah, look, dude, even in the 70s, even in the freaking 70s, they were talking about showing this. So you got a plane heading towards them. You got the shadows of a plane, 1979. And then that's 83.
They Live. You ever seen that movie?
The who?
You ever seen that movie, They Live?
What's that about?
It's about a guy who basically puts on some glasses and he could see people for who they are, the elites.
Oh yeah, it's probably about me. Yeah, I should do a podcast at that Washington Memorial. That's a great idea. I'll go in there. I'll go draw a dick on it or something. All right. So I think we get the picture here with you know the Solomon temples.
Not familiar.
They're basically the synagogues in Israel, but they're actually temples dedicated to Solomon and his demon stuff. And you can tell that because they're blue and white. And the dude on the Olympics, who was Dionysus, he was one of their gods they prayed to. He was blue. So they have like blue skin or something. I think that's why they made the temple blue. But yeah, like on Epstein's Island, you can actually find one of those temples. It's really weird.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, they tried to say it was a freaking they tried to say it was like a store, but it's obviously not a store. It's a temple. They have weird statues outside too. I mean, they were really trying to cover it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just think people are that stupid. Probably both.
That's an awfully odd picture to be putting in a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, I was really naive not too long ago, so that's why I'm trying to help people catch up with this. Like this is like the most basic conspiracy of all, but it actually goes very deep. Yeah, go back to the Hooters and pull a Bible out. That's a great idea. That's hilarious. Yeah, if you go back to episode 7, bro got thrown out of Hooters for reading a Bible. Yeah, it was like a live stream. Yeah.
A Bible?
Really? They thrown him out of Hooters, yeah. For just having one. Yeah. Yeah, they're low key, very satanic people out here. But like I said, they're low key, they're secret. I should read it just.
I got a feeling that one day, with the whole shit that's happening, I got a feeling like Bible's gonna be like kind of about legal, made illegal and criminalized in some states.
Well, it is illegal in 50 countries, bro.
Religion's gonna go out the window. So.
In 50 countries, it's illegal.
What about states?
Yeah, it might be illegal in the United States, the way things are going. But check this out. I'm gonna read it one more time. When he's really grilling these Pharisees, these religious leaders at the time, that were doing the same stuff, man. They've been doing the same stuff for 2,000 plus years. So he says, "Woe unto you, shame on you, You scribes and you Pharisees, you religious leaders, you use the compasses, you use your compasses, there's a compass right there, to measure the sea and the land, but they don't worship God. You know, they worship anything else. They worship the people. They draw the people to themselves. They're like, oh, we're so smart. We measured this. We know these gods. We're so wise. So that's what they do. They all look at me, you know. That's what they're all about.
Yeah.
So it's basically like they are, it says right here in red text, it says religious people are the hardest of all to bring to the Lord because they're the furthest away. They were very spiritually blind. That's why they use symbology. They use symbols just to show you stuff and manipulate us. That's why they use all the symbology. Yeah, the dollar bills, lots of symbols. The words on the dollar bill don't even matter, right? Because you can't even read it. Other than God, in God we trust, so we think it's good. But it's not the God of the Bible. It's the Apollo guy that I was telling you about, the sun god. That's who they worship. Yeah, they worship Lucifer.
You were mentioning how he worships the sun.
Yeah, because they can see the sun. They're very material, materialistic. But the Son of God had to come up to them and show them how much of a fraud they were. This is what they do. They lead you to destruction. There's that name Abaddon. That Abaddon means destroyer. And guess what they did to these towers? Destroy them,
Yeah.
All right, so I think we got that part down. Let's get deeper. I want to keep this under an hour if I can. So, danger. USA did it. I absolutely agree. Well, it wasn't just USA. They had help, But somebody in USA did it. So there's our hint. There's our hint right there. That's a sign that we got today. Oh, who's that guy? I wonder what he was doing. What was he doing on 9/11?
Not sure.
I'm not sure, right? I remember him talking on TV, but he also had a speech with the towers behind him. Now this I remember watching on TV. They showed us this in school, in kindergarten.
Was he having a speech before or after the attack?
I think the speech was like right before it happened, and then he got called to do an interview. And he's like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, my heart goes out to you. It wasn't very genuine. A lot of people say, you see how it says unusual reaction? Look at the headlines. Trump says nobody's gotten to the bottom of this. Well, guys, we're about to get to the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have a hunch on who did it and who might be. So look at this. These are some headlines from today and a few years ago. Laura Loomer, who promoted a 9/11 conspiracy theory, joins Trump. That was 3 hours ago. And then we have the anti-Semitic conspiracies, which I'm not anti-Semitic. I don't have anything wrong. I don't have a problem with the Jews. It's the ideology, the Satan worship I have a problem with. So this is the falling man. This is a dude who jumped off the building. Relia told me about this guy, him jumping off of the building. Yeah. He fell from the top of the tower, almost from the north tower, and somebody had the audacity to take a picture. But what's behind him looks a lot like the barcode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. We're going to talk about the barcodes a little later, but it's pretty weird. So September 12th, the day after the attack, they actually posted this in the news, and Elton John bought the picture. He added it to his personal collection, one of the most perfect photographs ever taken. Are you kidding me? How sick is that?
Pretty disgusting.
Yes, Mr. Elton John. And so you have the falling man, and then you have the fall of man, the original sin, which is man thinking he can become God. Well, guess what the Freemasons think? They think they can be gods. They think they're God. You know what I mean? They love this Nimrod guy.
I find it disgusting and just repulsive that they would kind of use this guy as a photo, like he literally just.
Yeah, dude, this was in the headlines. This guy took 12 pictures of a man falling.
It's disgusting, dude.
But the falling man is the fall of man. Now check this out. You have the barcode. Like the guy falling, behind him is the barcodes. Code 128 is the original name of the barcodes that they made for the buy and sell stuff. What does the mark of the beast do? You have to buy and sell. You know, you have to have it to buy and sell stuff. So I think their end goal here is to put barcodes on us. And this is why I think Donald Trump might be the Antichrist. It's because of that 128. When you put Donald Trump Antichrist into Gematria calculator, you get 128, the same as the code, and the same thing for 9/11. Now that, I know sounds crazy, but there's a guy who made a video called Planet Trump that breaks this down a lot better. He has a lot more evidence on that than I do. But I actually, I'm starting to believe it. You know, I'm not going to be as much of a Trump supporter as I used to be after this. You know what I'm saying?
It's all weird.
I don't trust either of them. I never really did. He used to be my favorite, though. Because he was the guy I watched on TV, you know? Good actor.
Yeah.
Great actor.
I'm sorry to cut this short. But somebody just sent me some money, so I gotta get to this thing.
Oh yeah, go get your money, brother.
Alright, well, y'all take it.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Well, if you guys have any more questions, just leave it in the comments. If you want me to pray over any of y'all, you have any prayer requests, hit me up.
Alright, bro. See ya.
Peace. God bless y'all. Stay safe from the inside jobs, you know what I'm saying?